Hi everyone, it's Margaret Manning here, and welcome to Mornings with 60 and Me. Today is Friday, it's October the 7th, so I hope you've got some fun plans for the weekend. It's really becoming autumn here in Switzerland, and so there's lots of activities, and I'm sure there are with you too, kind of full markets, autumn celebrations, and I'm actually going up to this really cool Swiss event this weekend where apparently every October, they bring the cows down from the mountains and put them in their little winter homes, and they decorate them with flowers and bells, and it's a big autumn experience here in Switzerland. So I'm going to do that this weekend. But what have you got planned? Anything fun? So I'm drinking my cup of tea this morning. I have got ginger tea. Now this is a tea that I actually made myself. It's a ginger tea with a little teeny bit of turmeric and lemon juice. It's really, really good. It's nice for a cold morning. So I hope you've got a cup of tea ready and get settled, and I'll go through what's happening in the world. And of course, the big news worldwide is the Hurricane Matthew, who has just devastated Haiti. Over 250 people have been killed. There were 50 just in one village. It's just horrific. They've had so many challenges the past few years, and these poor people are just struggling again. Severe flooding and just lots of damage. So our hearts really do go out to the people of Haiti. Now it's passed through Cuba, Bahamas, and now it's barreling its way towards the United States. And the path is heading right for Florida. And of course, the governor has declared a state of emergency. People are evacuating to higher ground and just getting safe. And I just hope everybody's okay. We've got a lot of women in our community. Some have left their names and messages of being a little bit freaked out by this storm. That everyone's prepared, and hopefully there'll be not a lot of damage. There's a lot still to be determined. These hurricanes move and transition, and it's not even sure right at this moment whether it's going to hit land. It may hit the ocean, which of course will help with there won't be as much damage, but it could just hit the land for the first time in a decade, and Cape Canaveral is tentatively where they're saying it might land. But by the time you watch this, who knows what the situation will be. But there's Penny, Dolores, Roby, Sharon, people who are in Florida. We want to just know that you're with us in spirit, and we're just there to support you. We talked yesterday about resilience and about, bouncing back from tough times. Well, this is the time we switch it on. This is where you've got to be strong, and hopefully there won't be a lot of damage. This is a very, very strong storm. So just please take care. Now, in Poland, you remember a couple of days ago we talked about the fact that government was trying to implement a very severe ban on abortions, almost a total ban. And what happened was the women went on strike. And yesterday, the people who actually wrote the bill repealed it. They said they voted against it, and they said that the demonstrations by the women, and I'm going to make sure I get the wording right here, because it said it calmed them down, and it caused them to think, and to basically think differently about their proposal. And that's the kind of thing you want to happen from a demonstration. You want it to be peaceful, you want it to be thought-provoking, and you want things to change, for what you think is the best. So it's a very delicate topic in Poland, but it's now that proposal to ban a total ban on abortion has been repealed or been pulled back. Now, in the EU in general, there's, as you know, a big challenge with migrant arrivals here from all over the world. And, it's important to the United States and other parts of the world, too. These are people, and they need help in some way or another. And the reaction from the EU countries has been a little bit sporadic the last few months because of the abundance of the numbers. But what's happened is a new group has been formed. It's an EU border and Coast Guard organization that's going to have a lot of funding. It's going to have its own equipment, boats, rescue equipment, and they will be able to take action anywhere that there's help needed in the European area to help with the migrant arrivals. So up until now, they've kind of been dependent on individual countries, showing their goodness or their kindness and willingness, but now it's going to be more controlled from a European level. which is really what was needed a long time ago. But anyway, they're going to have 1,000 employees and 1,500 border guards to help. So that's the story in Europe. Now, in Pakistan, another legal issue that's been resolved or been changed this week is in Pakistan, where this rule of honor killings, where women are often murdered by their husbands or their fathers if it's been felt that they've disgraced their family. It's a very complicated, it's a cultural, historical thing. But what happened is that there was a loophole that if the family of the woman pardoned the person who committed the murder, he would be free. So that's now been closed. And now there's a mandatory 25 years in jail for anyone who commits this kind of horrible crime. So that's in Pakistan. And that's another really good sign of a change, I think, that we all hope for. Now, I'm going to switch gears now and just go to something that I think will make you smile and hopefully make you think. There's an article that appeared in the Huffington Post a long time ago, and it's been rewritten and kind of jigged. And I just wanted to share this article, which is 50 things that every woman over 50 or 60 needs to know or have. Now, there were 50 of them in this article, but I pulled out about 30 that I think are kind of relevant to us. And I'm going to read 10 today, and then I'll read more tomorrow and Sunday. And so I guess what I want you to do right now is just to stop for a second and think. And you don't have to, well, you can reply, of course, and make a comment if you'd like. But just think about each one of these. Do you have these, or do you know this in your life? I'll go slowly because they're kind of interesting, thoughtful. Okay, so here are the things that you should have. Number 1, a good friend. Number 2, a good book. 3 is at least one great love in your life. Number 4 is a go-to purse. Number 5 is great black boots. And 6 is a comfortable bed and bedding. Next is a treasured hobby. Next is a secret crush. 9, do you have this? A regular exercise routine. And 10 is at least one amazing travel experience. And I didn't want to talk over those. I just wanted to say them. And just ask yourself if you've got all of them or have you experienced them. I just think that's really cool. And we'll go through another 10 tomorrow and then 10 on Sunday. And it's just food for thought. Just food for thought. Now, my close today is a really beautiful story. It's definitely a feel-good story. And this is honoring Miss Norma. Now, maybe a lot of you have read this article, been involved even in the whole experience of Norma. Her name was Norma. I've got her last name here, but I'll leave it in a second. She was 90 years old when her husband died. He died of cancer, and that was it. He passed away. And she said, I've got some choices here. I can go into a rest home. I can do the chemotherapy. I can take the medicine, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to hit the road. She said, I'm going to hit the road. I'm going to just live my life. And she did. She joined her son and his wife. Her son's name, I forget his name now, Tim, and his wife, Rami. They left Michigan and they just took off in an RV, in a little trailer, and they just traveled around the country. And she started a Facebook group. And of course, this is amazing that she's there. I think her son and daughter-in-law helped to start this Facebook group, and they got 500,000 followers. And people just became enchanted by Norma and about the way she was living her life, her last year of her life. Got goosebumps. And she just lived her life. She did all these things she always wanted to do. She ate key lime pie. She enjoyed oysters. She did some big things like she went on a hot air balloon, and just things that you just want to do. And she did them without any fear, but she had such a great sense of humor. There was a wonderful picture of her and a seal, and it was sticking out its little tongue, and she was doing the same, and it was like this joyful woman just doing fun things with her life. Anyway, this went viral, and lots of people supported her, but the journey came to an end. It came to an end in Washington State. And she, she went into a hospice and spent the last few weeks of her life there. But she died in Friday Harbor, Washington. And the reason I'm a little bit emotional about this is that, I lived in Washington State. I lived in Seattle for 20 years, and we had a house on Friday Harbor. It was a place we went on the weekends. It was a beautiful old farmhouse, and just so many wonderful memories there, the children and my marriage, and just things that were very important to me. And it was a precious place. It's a gorgeous island. And the people are wonderful. It's a beautiful place to end your life. And she died there in Friday Harbor. And actually today, Friday, is the celebration of her life. It's happening today. So I just want to do a shout out to Norma and thank her so much, and all the people that supported her. And just let's remember that, that if we've got things we want to do in our lives, do them now. But just keep that spirit of Norma alive. So Norma, her last name was Bauer-Schmidt. Yeah, she died a few days ago. Anyway, love to Norma. I just think that's a fabulous story. And it reminded me as I researched that story and read it out to you that there was a quote that I just thought was so powerful, and it's by Helen Keller, who certainly didn't have an easy life. But she said, when we think about losing people like Norma and losing people that we love, and I know there are thousands of you out there who have lost husbands and mothers and dads and children and grandkids. It's just, it's hard. But this quote by Helen Keller kind of says it. I love it. So it says, what we once enjoyed and deeply loved, we can never lose. For all that we love deeply becomes a part of us. And I think that's true. So that's the, it's kind of it's sad, of course, to lose people you love, but it's, I think, a very positive message. People don't leave us. They stay with us forever and ever. So, first of all, I just want to take a pause here and thank you again for being here. Thanks for joining 60andMe and supporting us. And please tell a friend. You're probably going to get together with friends over the weekend. So invite them to go up to 60andme.com/mornings and join us. And you can get the news first by doing that. So my question for you today, and I'd like to go back to our article about things that women over 50, 60 need in their lives. Of those, ones I read, or any that you can think of, really, what do you think is the one thing that a woman over 60 should have or know in their life? Leave your comments in the section below and we can have a conversation. I think it'd be really interesting to know, what are the one or two things that you think every woman over 60 should have or know? Okay, everyone, well, have a really wonderful Friday. Have a great day. And we'll see you all back here tomorrow on Mornings with 60andMe. Bye for now, everyone. Take care.